spinning. Ultimania, I swear you don't want an enemy in me. Nope. And in a couple years it might be a mini-me. So, even if you get to me, you know she's avenging me. So don't even mention me, because eventually, if it comes spring, T-I-M-E. 2025, I'm bringing back MTV. Baggy blue jeans, Carmelo jersey. And my bitch is cold, looking something like a Furby. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for a Vic. I'ma play, make it like, go for for Vic. Oh for Vic. Oh for Vic. Oh for Vic. And I'm with the slimes like go for Nick. I'm feeling fergalicious. A kitty pig clip got me doing dishes. I'm down with the sickness. Fuck? Yeah, I'm from the dirt like a diglet. Bricked up on the lookout for a thick bitch. I might risk it for the biscuit. In my ass, you can kiss it. Yo, check, clip this. Get out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cue the Ultimania chat. What's up, guys? Hey, can you guys actually hear the music this time? Turns out it was Joe's fault.
That's not.
Yes, it is.
It's a little true. I didn't expect it to do it to you too.
Oh, perfect. We got 3 seconds left. W. Chat room. What is going on? A W for your Seattle Mariners. They win the series. Their 7th straight series win on the road. Looked a little sketchy there for a second. Definitely a series you probably should have swept in the end. From what we saw from this team, the offense wasn't very good, to be honest with you. Thankfully, today they were able to come through with a couple of home runs. I don't know how Cal Raleigh pulled that ball out to left field from where it was. Julio with the big home run in the first inning. That thing was loud.
Yeah.
It sounded different.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
and that's when he's at his best. That's what, like, the whole mantra about Julio is. If
Yeah.
he's powered to center and right field, like, he is at his best. And that swing is... hopefully, good signs for more to come.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then obviously, Leody Taveras kind of had the nail in the coffin in this one. Munoz on for the save, continues his streak of scoreless appearances, and yeah, Mariners come away with the victory in this one. Keep in mind, this is this White Sox team has some fight in them. They beat the Astros earlier this series. Earlier this year.
Close enough. It's
yeah,
like
a couple weeks ago. They literally beat the Astros in a series like this month. So, I don't know. I feel pretty good about it.
Especially with how well the Mariners have been playing on the road. Mm-hmm. You mentioned they probably should have swept this series. Yes, offense just didn't wake up yesterday. And I don't know if obviously, rain and the change of the start time and all that, like, it has a fair amount to do with maybe like the mental side of where you're at with just how you play the game on that given day.
Yeah.
If, say, there was no rain out or if the weather was a bit better, I feel like they probably could have come away with a victory yesterday too, but we're not. I don't want to play what ifs. You pitched well for the most part this entire series. Evans, I'm surprised he went out there for the 6th.
Yeah,
I think it's a good thing for him to show that he can kind of bounce back. I mean, there's 2 innings, so the 5th and the 6th. Bounce back innings from him after that 4th inning, but not a bad start from Logan Evans, but it could have been better. It's just like, it helps that the Mariners also, they won the game because the offense rallied.
Yeah, you could tell things were kind of getting away from Logan Evans in the 5th inning. I think the first batter of the inning, or no, maybe that wasn't was that the 5th? The first batter of the inning that Dylan Moore made the bad play on? I think that was the 5th.
Unfortunately, I think I was wrangling chickens.
Ah, yes. Kennedy with the 9.99 smooches. Series should not have been this close. A whole lot of crickets on offense. Made the Sox look like they were have a heartbeat at the plate. Need a beer. $10 holla. Kennedy, top deal of the day right there. We can pretend this is
cheers. Beer. This is root beer.
This is Pepsi Zero. That is really funny.
Use Fourth wall. Link in the buy our merch. I spilled on myself. This is so sad. I have a hole in my lip. Kennedy, appreciate the 10.
Appreciate the 10, Kennedy. Yeah, I mean, the Mariners did this last year. You think about when they played the White Sox last year, it took a Cal Raleigh grand slam in extra innings for them to, come away with a victory there. The Mariners have actually had a tough time versus the White Sox over the past couple of years, which is scary. Of all teams.
Doesn't bode well all the time.
But you mentioned in the latest podcast, they played down to bad teams and up to the good teams. And
it could have been a really bad... Not old takes exposed, because it's a right take. It's just it was like a jinx, if you will. It could have been really bad for me in this stream if people had remembered, and also in the podcast when then you surely we would have acknowledged it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like without a doubt we would have acknowledged my sentiment around how they play up and play down to teams. But like I mentioned, the bad teams are more susceptible to make mistakes and allow you back into the game. Whereas the bad teams maybe not so much, and I think the Mariners benefited from that specifically in this final game, where it could have you could have easily lost this one, right? You could have easily lost it.
We'll just pull it closer. There.
Hi, immediately peaks.
Great, wonderful. Yeah, Leote's been great. Leote haters are in shambles. I said that the second that he hit that home run. And you could pretty much tell it was a homer off the bat, which was nice. Because the Mariners desperately needed that. I think that Leote with the double yesterday, he has the home run today. Maybe things are starting to point in the right direction for the former Texas Ranger. And I think that as they get down into Houston, maybe...
Heck the Astros.
You know what I mean? Speaking of which, buy the Heck the Astros merch, chat. Look at that. Look how easy that was. Buy the Heck the Astros merch, chat. Astros series starts tomorrow at 5:40. George Kirby going to be making his season debut, Joe.
Yeah.
Versus, I believe, Lance McCullers tomorrow. So
that sounds right.
We saw McCullers get kind of beat up in a start a few weeks ago. And obviously some cool things were not said. But, yeah. Or some not so cool things were said. What am I saying?
You just move past that.
Yeah.
It's George Kirby versus maybe Lance McCullers. Yes. On Thursday. He's got a 70 to 80 pitch count that they're going to hold him to. I hope he does better than his last two rehab starts, just based around those numbers that we saw of like him getting hit a little bit. But the main thing that he was focusing on in those rehab starts, and any rehab start, is the velocity and the overall feel of how you are on the mound. The Astros, they're second in the division, but they're one game over 500, I think, right?
Yeah, you can get mopped in this series by the Astros and still be leading the division.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. They're 4.5 games up, as Seahawks' 12th man says.
Interesting.
4.5 games up
on
the Houston Astros.
But we're going to get our 30th win on the year at a minimum this series.
Yeah.
We will.
What are we at, 28?
29, I think.
29?
Or maybe it's 28.
29? Can you add
it's 28. It's 28.
Emoji to the Heck the Astros shirt?
Nope. We could add it on the overlay.
That's true.
If
we
need
could
be.
do that.
No, I think I'm excited to watch Kirby make his debut. That'll be some nice juice injected into the team. Unfortunate circumstances maybe for Logan Evans if he does get sent down, but they also could go to a 6-man, and he doesn't have to get sent down. I think also him showing some resilience in this final game today in those last two innings, 5th and the 6th, I think shows that he's still a valuable piece to this team. And with how often they've shuffled the Casey Lawrence, Jesse Hahn, Jonathan Diaz spot, and they didn't use Diaz when they called him up. I don't see why they can't do a 6-man if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends, I guess, on if they want to or not. But
I hope they do, because I'm going to laugh in Gmo's face, because he kept telling me it was the dumbest idea in the world that I was even talking about it. I'll laugh right in his face.
Gmo's going to get owned.
Turn the mics up. They are literally as high as they can go, so don't know what to tell you. Turn up your audio, I guess. I don't know, Lucario.
Just put a gain filter on it to the max.
Yeah, make it really loud.
We can shout.
Other than the 2 Julio home runs, we just went 25 innings against one of the worst pitching staffs ever assembled. That's not true. other than Smith, and we scored 3 runs. Well, thankfully, those Julio home runs do count. So, I mean, if you take away, I don't know, an Elko home run, all of a sudden
Sosa's home run,
like, we could take those away. I mean,
if none of the baseballs were hit in this series, neither team would have scored runs.
That's true. Just saying. And you're always quiet. Well, I don't know. Get speakers or something. I don't know what to tell you. We literally can't turn it up anymore unless we put gain filters on it. Then you're gonna hear everything. You will hear Joe breathe because he's a mouth breather.
Unless they want that.
Do you guys want to hear Joe breathe? I'm doing it. I'm putting a gain filter on. Joe, talk to the people.
I'm just gonna do some filler right now while you're setting this up, so we can gauge how it sounds right now, and then we'll see how it sounds when the gain filter is added. That's a lot.
Go ahead.
That's still too much. That's probably okay. That's probably fine. Is this fine? It sounds fine. Those first two were crazy.
Yeah, they were. Those were real
Why
high.
did you put it so high?
I'm hoping I blew out Lucario's eardrums.
Not Ian's?
And Ian's.
Okay.
Specifically Ian's, actually. White Sox have a better pitching staff than the Dodgers. True. The White Sox pitching staff has been fine. Honestly. Like, they're not great.
See? Look at what you did.
What'd I do?
Look at them. They all need ear surgeries now.
Everyone says it was fine. Blew out your eardrums? Listen.
Two people out of 130. That's all it takes.
Audio is fine. Boom. Owned.
See, that was loud.
What? Owned? Owned. Anyway.
It's all in disarray, and that's okay.
Joe, breathe for the people. All right. Everyone's gonna leave.
Everyone's stopping.
Rogaine Rowdy. Yeah. True. Perfect. That's me. My one good ear is gone. Luma with the 5. Why do the White Sox play us as hard as they do against the Red Sox? I mean, they're just a scrappy team. I mean, Chase Madroth. What are you doing?
Well, it was covering up the thing. The alert box.
Oh, got you.
I'm just gonna hide that.
Pterodactyl. It's a pterodactyl. I don't know. I think the White Sox are a scrappy team. I think that the Mariners, like Joe mentioned, play down versus bad baseball teams, and that's what they did in this series. I think the only logical explanation, the only thing that really makes a whole lot of sense. So
I don't want to be a person that can just point to the weather, but also it's like it's not a good series to play based on that. You're in an environment that has little to no fans. There's majority of Mariners fans there, probably. I mean, that's what it sounded like on the broadcast for the most part, aside from the last 2 innings of this game where it's a couple little kids shouting, "Let's go White Sox!" Right?
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, you feel bad,
they're White Sox.
But the Mariners
fans
are also in that environment. Like, I feel like it might be hard for them to, and not making excuses, but like the mental side of like getting locked into a game. If there's a place where you're going to be checked out, it's crappy weather against the White Sox in White Sox, like at their home stadium.
Rate field.
I don't know what it's. Oh, is it?
It's just rate now. It's not guaranteed rate. It's just rate. It's stupid.
I always want to call it U.S. Cellular.
Yeah.
That's like where my brain was at for that, and that's why I didn't say it.
Understandable. I think another big part of that is they're coming off of a very big series, probably a pretty a series that had a lot of drama because you honestly didn't think the Mariners were going to win it. They played up. Their emotions probably played up during that game. Their adrenaline was up. And then you come and play the White Sox. It's a bad baseball team in a bad situation weather-wise.
Yeah.
And, it's cold. No roof on the baseball stadium because Midwesterners are stupid. Except for all the Midwesterners that are here watching us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, naturally.
So
the people that design the stadiums in the Midwest, yeah.
Nice stadium. Like Dylan said, I would love to go to that stadium one day. Just when it's nice, not when it's raining. So, who builds a baseball stadium in Chicago without a roof? Apparently, both. I mean, it makes sense for Wrigley because it's 1 billion years old.
Yeah.
But
the White Sox have no excuse for not having a roof.
98?
I have no idea,
or something like that.
It is a crime against the entire league that so many games get rained out in the early parts of the baseball season in any part of the United States there because everyone knows that it's going to rain.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've had, maybe I'm wrong, not the Mariners themselves, but when I think about the amount of times I've missed starts for fantasy baseball because a starter missed a day because of a rainout and then he started the next day and then he was on my bench. I feel like it's happened 6 times already this year.
Yeah.
It
feels like
silly.
games have rained out a lot this year.
Yeah,
I think that they just rained out the Twins game today, too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw something on Twitter yesterday that I think I liked quite a bit. It's like, if a game has to be rained out because the stadium doesn't have a roof, then the game is played as a home game for the other team that has a roof.
Sure.
I'm in. Colton, what should I do in Portland? Go to Voodoo Donuts.
Fatty.
Go to Hot Lips Pizza. Delicious Hot Lips. Man, there's one other place that I really like down there, but you should go there too, whatever it's called.
I don't know enough about Portland.
No.
Don't drive in traffic.
True.
That's
true.
what I'll
Don't
say.
do that.
Don't drive
do
in
that.
Portland traffic. It's a bad idea. How do you guys think Munoz compares to 2018 Diaz?
So far, better.
Yeah, I think
Powell's. That's another good one on him. If you like books, which I don't know if Dadara can read, but sorry.
he only has one good ear, so maybe his vision and his sight is one of his better senses.
Maybe.
He does have glasses though.
That is true.
Maybe taste is his best scent.
Sense, not scent. Anyway, continue.
It's hard to say that if we see this Munoz the entire year, it'll be better than that Diaz season. He won't set the saves record.
Mm-mm.
I mean, he could.
Well, yeah.
He's currently leading the league, right? He's at 19.
Yeah, I think
he's leading the league in that category. So I guess 19 saves through a little under 50 games. He might be on pace to break it. He probably is, actually.
You keep talking. I'm gonna go look at.
Is it 57 or 59 from Diaz? The cent. Get paid more than you because I can read. True. It's better than Seattle traffic. Whoa.
I disagree wholeheartedly.
Whoa. Slow down there. Solano's been getting better. He's been hitting the ball in the air more. Lumo, be careful now. I don't know if this is a safe space to talk positively about Donovan Solano. He did get a double.
Was that 2018? What year was that for him? For Diaz?
Yeah, I think 18. The save record in general is K-Rod. I think it's 62, low. But for Edwin Diaz, it's not. I think it's either 57 or 59. 57 in 2018, Keaton says. We didn't pinch hit Solano today. Could that mean we were close to getting what all Mariners fans want?
No, because he was still in the dugout, so I don't think so.
He was high-fiving people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He seemed like he was in a fine mood.
Yeah.
Saves apparently don't exist on Fangraphs, so I'm going to go to Baseball Reference.
Yeah. I was surprised to see you on a Fangraphs page. I'm going to be honest with you.
You know, they let me down. When I do splits, I prefer to use Reference, but
yeah,
I guess not for saves.
Solano better than Polo today? Autumn, careful. Solano didn't play.
True.
So maybe Polo got on base twice.
That's, I guess, fair. Yeah.
Ian was saying that Polo's been getting a bit unlucky, he feels like.
Yeah.
You're just a Polo hater, a denier, if you will.
He's been ass. That's what happens.
Yeah, he has not had a good month of May. It has not been better, but...
I saw Autumn ask what are the top stats of this game, like what all happened. Cal hit another home run in this game. Julio hit a 3-run home run, and Leody Taveras hit a home run. That's kind of that's the offense.
That was
anyway.
legitimately it. It was all three of those swings were what propelled the Mariners to a victory. I mean, Evans, I think, pitched fine. Not great, but fine. 6 innings, 4 earned, and Legumina kind of got a little unlucky with the Chase Mydroth hit, I think.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, but Munoz closes it out. Vargas had a really clean 8th inning, so the back end of the pen continued to do what they do well. Legumina giving up the lead there, like, it wasn't great, but...
So, in the month of March and April, through May, Edwin Diaz had 19 saves.
Okay, so Munoz is on pace.
Yeah, 19 saves.
Okay.
Yo, Kyle Lowe with the 5. Read it for me, Joseph.
How much longer can we carry Solano and Master Doucher? on the roster. They provide absolutely zero value. Meanwhile, Young and Ford are raking. I think Solano goes before Mastroboni. Do I Bleav that? I don't know if I Bleav that.
I don't either.
I think Mastroboni is probably more expendable just on the position that he plays, because you have a bit more repetitiveness within that on your roster already. Not to say that Solano's providing a big value of being the backup first baseman that sees 4 at bats a week, it seems like at this point. But God, how much longer? Maybe I feel like you'll see Young by the end of June. I think Harry Ford maybe the All-Star break.
I think you should see Young before this month is over. I think you should see Young on the homestand.
No, whoa.
I
bullish.
Do something.
I am bullish on Young as well. If I had to say my personal opinion, I think homestand. If I think what they actually will do, end of June.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Donovan Solano is by definition the worst hitter in Mariners history. So I would love to see him off the team. But again, he had a double yesterday in what was basically garbage time because the team sucks. So
yeah, but no one else could get a hit off Jordan Leisure.
That's true. Didn't Leody Taveras hit a 2-run home run today off Jordan Leisure?
In garbage time yesterday.
Yeah.
It was leverage today.
Got it.
It's different because Leisure wasn't in the 9th, so he didn't have the same juice. You know, didn't have the same stuff.
Yeah, right.
I like that idea from Jenny. DFA Solano when Rayleigh returns.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be gone well before that because it doesn't necessarily fit the roster because you have Rowdy, and it's like, yeah, then you should probably just DFA Rowdy at that point. But maybe
Rowdy's playing better than to be in the DFA conversation. I think it's Solano, Mastroboni, and then probably Garver ahead. If we're talking about position player DFAs, I don't know about the reliever side, like Bizardo, because he doesn't have an option. I don't know if there's any because Diaz got option as well, so it's there's no one on the pitching side that I think is below them necessarily though either, of Solano, Mastroboni, and then probably Garver as that third rung.
Yeah,
would be my guess.
Yeah, and I think it's safe to assume that. Do I Bleav that Victor's going to be back before Luke?
No.
You don't think so? I honestly might.
I think Luke Rayleigh before Victor Robles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if that's the case, you just put Luke in left and you keep running with the first base platoon. Rowdy getting the bulk of the at-bats and Solano getting them once in a while. And Luke in left. I think that's the way the Mariners would go. But that also depends on how Leody Taveras is doing at the time. Is Leody hitting the cover off the ball like he has the past couple days? Yeah. Maybe. Garver's is batting .320 over the past 10 games. Y'all, what? What about the past, let's see, how many? 162 games last year plus what? 50 games this year? What about the past 202 games?
I would be surprised if that's actually real. 320?
I mean, I said it yesterday. I actually tweeted yesterday that he has no business being on this team, and I deleted that tweet because I don't Bleav that. I think that Garver, as a backup catcher, is fine on this team. But Mitch Garver, as a $12 million backup catcher, no.
His last 7, he's hitting 286 with a 286 slug, 333 on base. So if there's 3 games in there where he ups it to 320, I would be surprised because his last 15, he's hitting 226. Regardless. I mean, I'm not saying that Garver should be off the team.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 players ahead before him that should go.
Agreed.
Personally. I think Garver probably makes it to the end of the year. There's just that moment last night. I didn't watch it because I was at work, but it's a frustrating moment, I can imagine. With Julio on deck is also part of the equation in that too. Yeah. But
and I mean, he's 1 for 12 in leverage situations. Mm-hmm. So, no, you're good, Sean. You're good. Google do be that way.
Making too much money to keep on the roster and pay the rest of the year, or to
you're gonna have to pay him either way.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay Mitch Garver whether he's on the roster, or unless you find a way to trade him. Whether Mitch Garver's on the roster or if you DFA him,
Tyler's on it. Garver for a bullpen arm. That bullpen arm's not going to be very good.
it's gonna be
Victor Vodnik from the Rockies.
I'm in. I would do that in a heartbeat.
I know you would.
Can Chris Taylor play first base? Would he be worse than Solano? Probably. Chris Taylor's ass.
I'd put them on the same tier.
Yeah,
I would. You probably would not get much more out of Taylor than you would Solano, and the only reason why you'd pick Taylor over Solano is probably maybe a little bit of age and versatility.
Yeah.
So,
we got the remembers here. 1 month from Taco says great game, and then Yankees catcher Austin Wells for 3 months says Trident's up. Appreciate it, Austin. Appreciate it. Taco, W. Yeah, I think that you're gonna have to pay Garver whether he's on the team or not. So bring up Harry Ford. What more does he have to prove? Who does Colton hate more, Chris Taylor or JD Martinez? Recency bias says Chris Taylor, because we have not stopped talking about Chris Taylor over the past few streams. It's awful.
Yeah.
Like, he's so bad, guys. Kennedy with another $9.99 just forms out. Cam Boozer on the Sox, went to the same high school I did, Fife, and played with my buddy who just recently set the all-time hit record for the Washington Huskies baseball team. Hell yeah, Kennedy, that's cool.
Double.
Yeah, Boozer did go to Fife High School, which is cool. He's
Is that the picture that I took deep?
No.
Darn.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Boozer's older.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's the one team I hit a home run against in high school. Was
True.
Fife.
It's true.
And we lost that game.
Yeah, we did. That was
So
a rough
sad.
game. I watched it all happen from the dugout.
It's okay, buddy.
I'm sorry for my comments about Leody Taveras. Leody is better than Chris Taylor. Yes, Sean.
We've seen the lights.
Yes. Garver for Edwin Diaz. Who says no? I think that Rob Manfred just vetoes that outright. Probably, if I had to guess. Send down Miles. Bring up Ford. Yeah, I mean the positional versatility there is kind of weird if you do that.
You lose, yeah. I mean, the Mastroboni pinch hitting for Ben Williamson, you lose like a player that can play all around the field, and you're only calling up a catcher, unless you think Harry Ford can play all around the field, which I think he's athletic enough to do. I just don't know if he has enough reps.
Yeah.
So,
199 from Jacob. I thought Mastroboni had options still. I don't believe so.
You know what? Actually,
but if he does, that'd be sick.
He might have one.
If that's the case, then why is he still on the team? Send him down. I think we finally get an off day or a travel day tomorrow. Incorrect, unfortunately, Autumn. The Mariners are playing 10 straight. He does still have an option. Good shouts, Jacob. Good shouts. Yeah, send him down. Send him down and call up Cole Young. What are we doing? What's the hold
I forgot about that.
I did too.
Because I remember when we were talking about him making the roster, it's like you see what he has for a month, and then you can send him down if he's not doing anything.
Right, we did. You're right. We did talk about that.
That does make sense.
Wow, that was when we were in the hotel, wasn't it? Whoa.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, Astros tomorrow, chat. It's true.
Heck 'em.
Heck the Astros. Someone needs to tell Jerry. maybe he doesn't realize he still has an option either.
We'll send a letter through carrier pigeon to the Mariners front office.
And that carrier pigeon is Manny. Manny, can you tell Jerry that Miles Mastroboni still has an option? 4 straight days. Heck them all. Heck the Astros. Get your Heck the Astros shirt, chat. Do it. Wait. Check it out. I got this at a card show last year. It's a trash can, and it has Alex Bregman in it.
Owned.
I love this thing. It's very funny. Yep, good stuff. What are you doing?
I was gonna see if you're gonna put it behind us, but
we
take up too much space.
Yeah, I'll do that on the podcast. Be sure to be on the lookout for that on the podcast. Speaking of which,
we have to go record that.
We got to go record a podcast, chat. So we're gonna call the stream there. What are your expectations for Kirby tomorrow? We'll finish it out on that. What are your expectations? No, you know what? Watch the podcast tomorrow. We'll talk about our expectations for it because I feel like that's a really good podcast topic. Who said that? Keaton? Remember that Keaton said that, and we'll bring it up. We'll bring it up on the podcast, Keaton. But we appreciate you guys, all the donos in here. Kennedy coming through with a couple of big $9.99 donos. Appreciate you guys for being a part of this stream. And hey, I was telling them yesterday,
that
I think that we should we should just make like an ending screen, like when we end streams, just so that instead of me sitting there going,
it like actually cuts
cuts out. Yeah. And at the end of the stream, I'll tell you more later. Anyway, that was probably a